Hi, welcome to Girl, Are You Okay?
Our little podcast about two 20-something-year-olds living in Los Angeles, talking about anything and everything.
So, I've noticed
Yeah, tell me.
that it's been getting like so dark lately for a while now, since like 5 o'clock.
It's been horrible.
It's making me so depressed. Sorry, that took me a while to like actually.
Were you trying to find a different word to
I
use?
think I was gonna go with something more violent, and then I reeled it in.
Fair. Yeah, maybe we don't want to be like super graphic quite yet. We
Not
need
yet.
We need to warm up the crowd.
Let's warm you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's just use depressed for now.
I totally agree with that. I thought we weren't gonna have any more daylight savings days.
I thought that was over. I thought last year.
Did we vote it out?
I thought that we put an end to this. And clearly someone was gaslighting.
Someone was gaslighting, someone was girl bossing, someone was gatekeeping.
Don't gatekeep my time and
No.
my daylight.
It's so rude. And then I found out, I think it was a coworker who told me this. The reason this freaking daylight savings exists is because they didn't want moms taking their little school kids to school in the dark.
I thought it had to do with the farmers. And I'm like, why can't they just
I
wake up?
almost respect that more.
No, I actually think my understanding is that it was for the farmers. And my question for the farmers, if you're listening, why don't you just wake up earlier?
Whoa. Canceled. You are never allowed in an Air One again.
Oh, like I go there. I wish I could.
Anyway, I'm going back to daylight savings. I'm so over it. It's that time of year. Note that it is like early to mid-February at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's that time of the year where it's so close but so far.
Yeah.
And you know, when we do have like a little bit of the warmth come in, it's like, why don't I have this sunlight until like 7-8 p.m.?
Mm-hmm. At this point, we're deep in the trenches of what it's been like living like this. Like
it's fun for the first like 3 weeks.
And then suddenly it's 7 o'clock and I think it's time for bed.
Oh my gosh. Yes. The amount of times we like go to bed at like, we're not like sleeping, but like we'll go and like read or like watch TV and it's like fully 8:30.
Absolutely. And I'm looking out my window and I'm like, it is so dark.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I have to go out and do something, but it doesn't feel right.
Yes.
And my whole routine is destroyed. And I'm very
There's no
angry about it.
motivation.
No. So can I ask, how do you deal with this whole daylight savings situation?
You don't.
Honestly?
You wait for it to be over.
How long do we have at this point?
I think it's sometime in March. I feel like I looked it up recently. I think it's like sometime in like mid-March.
Bless.
Which
Holy crap.
We're like a month away. And the Groundhog, Puxatawny Phil, which we talked about yesterday.
So I was aware of Groundhog Day and that there was a groundhog that does a thing. However, yesterday, Abeera delighted
we didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh. Hi, I'm Ayesha, she, her.
I'm Abeera, also she, her.
And yesterday I learned about Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
What's his name? I cannot say
Punxsutawney Phil. Punxsutawney. I'm scared to like break it up for you because I'm like, am I saying it right?
Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah, Punxsutawney Phil. Because I think so. I believe, and I'm gonna probably get some hate for this if it's wrong. I think Punxsutawney is like a city or a town in Pennsylvania.
I believe it.
He thinks
he is so cute.
He's so cute.
And I want to watch him do his thing. I've never watched the whole shadow situation go down.
I didn't tell you this part. When they like announce what Phil thinks is going to happen or whatever, they read from a scroll.
I love that.
But then I think it's kind of funny because it's like the scroll was like pre-made. So it's not like Punxsutawney Phil picked up like a little quill pen and like wrote in this scroll.
How do you know that? You don't? It sounds like he's a mystical creature.
He is. He really is.
And so why wouldn't he write in a scroll?
I'm getting the giggles because I love Puxatawny Phil so much.
So we also decided yesterday that we are going to start celebrating Groundhog's Day.
It's singular. There's a singular groundhog.
Oh, groundhogs if we dress up as our little,
okay.
our
Understood.
little Phil friend. But yeah, and I think you should too.
Yeah,
should all
we came
celebrate.
up with some fun ideas, like a puppet show,
A puppet show.
like shadow puppets.
Yes.
Yes, specifically.
And then what
Hide
else?
and seek.
Hide and seek. How cute.
And
I wonder if we could do something where we implement like spring is coming.
oh my God, wait, I just thought of another idea. Groundhogs live in the ground, right?
I guess. Yeah.
Given their name.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay. What if we made like, remember those Oreo pudding cups?
Yes.
But then instead of little worms, you make like a groundhog version.
Yes. I'm thinking like cookie dough is involved.
Oh,
We can like mold him.
yes.
Ah,
Okay. Yes.
I'm so
Noted.
excited.
Thread that.
Thread that. Abeera and I have lots of party ideas.
Yeah.
This is the first you're going to get to hear about. How exciting.
Yeah. No, this will come up a lot, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to also maybe ground ourselves.
We need to ground
in the spirit of
ourselves.
Groundhog Day.
I also think once, it starts getting dark later, we need to celebrate that. I think I want to celebrate life more,
Yeah.
and just do more fun things for mundane things.
No, I'm always on board with that, where it's like any little achievement or little like
Small
yeah.
victories.
Yes, thank you. That's a perfect way of saying it. Yeah, they should be celebrated. Pop that bottle of sparkling whatever it is that you want to drink and, toast to it. I think it's so important.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we only celebrating like the big milestones?
Yeah, no, I hate that. So,
Yeah.
Groundhog's Day. Why do I keep saying groundhogs?
I don't know, but it's a singular groundhog. There's only one Punxsutawney Phil.
We're going to celebrate the sun going down later.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
Anything
So whatever Sunday that is in March.
Mm-hmm. And anything else?
No, I think that's kind of wrapping up the topic of how I've been feeling lately. I don't know about you.
I think that encapsulates it, minus me wanting to stand on my building and scream.
Yeah. No, but I think you definitely like brought up a good point about like the routines, like have definitely shifted for me, where it's like I really try to like be out of the house as much as I can. And during this winter, I've spent so much time indoors. I feel like I truly could be very vitamin D deficient from not being in the sun.
And not only that, in Los Angeles, if you're here with us, it's been raining so much.
Yeah.
And it's really like, can you not? I'm not from California.
Me to the sky, girl, are you okay?
Yeah.
Because you're crying a lot.
Because from my understanding, it typically only is supposed to rain like 3 days a year in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. I don't know is that true?
I don't know.
But
So
sure.
I've heard.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've heard.
Fair.
We can fact check. But that is clearly not the case anymore.
Well, it's climate change.
Like, tell me why it was raining on my actual birthday. I was very upset about that.
Well, it'll be raining on my birthday party.
I saw that.
Yeah. So we kind of switched it.
We kind of switched it. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, so praying, hoping, manifesting that once the sun stays up, things will change. And we'll revisit.
We'll check in. We'll let you know how we're doing. Right now, we're down bad. And
I don't know if that was the proper way to use that.
Down bad?
Doesn't down bad mean like obsessed? Like I'm like obsessed with you, like I'm down bad for you?
I guess. When I say I'm down bad, I'm down horrendous. I am horrendous. I will turn into a monster.
Like you are girl not okay. Like I'm not okay.
I am not okay.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. That's a new way of using down bad. Put it in Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
Add it as a definition. Great. Clarified.
Taking L's left and right.
Perfect. Okay.
And, speaking of routines, I feel like that is something that has been more incorporated into my life.
Okay.
Being a person in my 20s, you know, I think my 20s has definitely implemented the importance of how do I want to kind of structure my time in a way that maybe isn't rigid, but just like, is there a plan? How about you?
Well, yeah, I think in our 20s, like it's such a transformative time of like, and maybe we can get into this a little later too, where it's like we are no longer being parented as much, just for different reasons. So we're having to figure out what our balance is ourselves, and it's a lot.
Absolutely. There's nobody there to say it's time to go to bed.
Right.
Maybe you should do your homework, or if it's not homework, like this important task that you need to do. That
It's a lot of self accountability.
You know, like, did you pack your lunch already? Are you ready for tomorrow? There's no one doing that for you when you're 20.
And also, like, I know that something that comes up for us a lot is like talking about like friends and relationships. And like, I feel like there's so many times in my like childhood life where I feel like I relied on my mom and my dad for like friendship advice. And not that they're not there to talk about that still, but like, you know, I think that I'm really having to reflect myself on whether or not friendships and relationships are fulfilling me.
Yeah, because there comes a certain point that is something you can only decide for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's input I think is always helpful, especially for someone as indecisive as I am.
Yeah.
However, there comes a point where, certain decisions can only be made by you, regardless of any input that you get.
Sure. No. And I feel like what I've learned in my 20s from that is like, you know, and stop lying to yourself. Like if there's bad vibes and you have a gut feeling that people are not your people, why are we second guessing that?
Yeah. You know, again, as an indecisive person, something that I've been trying to do more lately is when my immediate response is, I don't know, I try to like check in and slow down. Again, this is brand new. Okay. Haven't done this much. But it's to kind of say, well, what do I know? Because clearly I know something.
Looking at the facts.
You know, like, am I into this or am I not? Like, what's the immediate reaction, you know? And kind of helping myself figure out how to go from I don't know to maybe I do.
And for that, do you take a more like visual route and like kind of journal about it? Or are you just like reflecting in your head?
I think right now it definitely looks a lot more like reflecting in my head.
Yeah.
However, I think it could be helpful for maybe some bigger decisions to kind of have like a journaling kind of, outlet where I can kind of visually see and like lay it out that way, you know, to also kind of track where I'm at in this moment. Because I think decisions and how you feel can shift over time.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to like the day to day, I don't know, indecision, it's been a lot more reflective in my head.
Which is a different form of journaling, right? I mean,
definitely.
There's definitely like benefits to different forms of reflection.
Can you imagine like an end of the day printout of every thought you had?
Do you think that's like the next like AI thing that will come out?
We're getting there.
I would kind of love that. It's weird, and I'm gonna bring up astrology for 2 seconds.
Okay.
But we have to be held accountable not to get into it because we will
go down the rabbit hole and never come out.
I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that as Aquarii, we are supposed to be very into science and technology.
I do believe we can be quite analytical in that way.
Well,
right?
And it's like a stereotype that like we're very much connected to that realm. But
I'm very love data.
But I'm also very scared of technology.
Scared of it in the way that it's gonna like take over?
Yes, because I think that I don't know if I want to really get into this right now, so we don't have to, but I just don't.
No, but I'm curious.
I just think like in the wrong hands, it can become a really bad thing. With anything, right? Like, and I think there's a lot of people out there that don't have the best intentions. So, like, if we're talking about like progressing medicine or like, you know, things like that, all for it. I love technology.
Oh, but it can also be used
as like a weapon
in
or
devastating ways.
or just like something that's like really harmful for society. Like, I mean, I think that's true for anything. Like TikTok, like, is so great because I learn and am motivated to do so much, but then I'm also on my phone for like 5 hours of each day on TikTok.
Yeah.
Sometimes like
And like technology shows up in so many different ways. Like, have you seen those like robot delivery things?
Okay, but those are so cute.
No, they're so cute. And
They're
also,
so cute.
can you imagine an army of them angry at you?
How many Aishas will it take to fight one food robot delivery thing?
Okay, my question is, am I wearing my platform Jaden Doc Martens? Because I will be
I'll
stomping
give you
that
yeah,
thing.
I will give you that advantage. Does it take one Aisha per robot? Is that like the ratio that we would need?
I've never come like face to face with one, but I've seen one in the distance.
They're very kind. Did you know that?
They seem kind.
They say thank you. I saw TikTok about this.
Maybe we could talk this out.
Okay, are we getting off topic because I brought up the astrology and took us here?
No, but great points.
Thank you. I don't even remember how I got here.
Well, regardless, I think media consumption and like how we're spending our time, like
we were talking about friends.
We're talking about friends
and relationships.
But
I do know what I wanted to say. I'm not being cohesive right now, but I think that there is something to also be said about being in your 20s and no longer being in like school and stuff. Mm-hmm. And like, how do you have friends?
How do you make friends in your 20s? Can someone please tell me?
Or even like keep in touch.
See, that's the other thing. Because then suddenly you're working. Suddenly you have a completely different schedule. And then how do you spend time with people without jam packing every single weekend and then feeling exhausted and
it's also
resentful?
Expensive. Like everything you do with your friends costs money. Yes. I mean, it doesn't have to, but it's just the default.
Most things do, at least something, let alone if we want to talk about like the gas it takes to kind of drive somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, there's always some kind of expense.
Expensive.
Yeah, no, so it's a lot of like having to be creative and give a lot of time to like nurture your friendships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, when you're in school, you kind of have this like default way of like getting to see these people on a relatively consistent way, see them literally like every day.
Yeah, or make friends through school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you're kind of living in this world where you're kind of on your own. It's easily to become isolated unless you're very actively putting in the effort to make plans and like spend time with people.
If you were to categorize the friends that you have right now, I don't know how to word this, but like, I guess, where would these friends be from? Like school, work, like what?
Yes. I think right now I only have like really like mainly two categories, and that's work and school. The friends I made in my recent grad program.
Okay.
You being one of them.
Yeah, no. And then maybe there's a third category, and I'm not speaking for you, of like lifelong friends or friends from like earlier.
Yeah.
I know you have like a high school friend out here.
That is very true. Yeah. So lifelong friends that you've kind of, it's like the ones you've met along the way.
Which might still be like technically under the school.
Could be under school.
Yeah.
And then there's some people like a sprinkle of like organic, like, oh, like I came across you somehow and we kind of clicked and now we're friends. But I don't have a strong enough category for those people, or there's not enough of them to have a category. But
I brought that up only because like, you mentioned like, how do you make friends in your 20s? So I was trying to see like, do you have other categories besides school and work?
I've like kind of met people who are like friends of friends who we've become closer.
That's a good one.
And then now we're kind of just a little group. I mean, when there's a group chat, that's when you know it's real. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Being on texting terms is very different. Yeah.
But don't call me.
I call you sometimes.
You're allowed to. Don't call me if
like we're not there yet.
If we're not there yet, and I'm trying to give you like a identifiable way. If like if I have ever Snapchat you,
me
like angry with some slight edge to my voice.
No.
Oh, I think I have.
I also think I'm like pretty immune to that because I'm very
you
fiery too.
I love it.
So I'm not like. I wouldn't like hold that against you in any way. No, because I agree with that. I think instead of me calling it organic friends, because yeah, school, work, and then I would say like from my exercise classes, I've like met
kind
some
of
people.
like extracurricular
extracurriculars.
Whoa, that's a mouthful. That you kind of participate in and kind of meet people out in the world through doing.
Yeah.
Like I go to this trivia night on Thursdays.
Yes.
And I'm sure if I wanted to, I could make some friends that way.
Absolutely. Because the more and more you see people regularly, the more you interact with them, and that's the cycle.
Community is also like a really big deal to me. I think as I've kind of entered my 20s, because I think when you're a kid or when you're younger, you're kind of your parents nurture what your life kind of looks like. But then suddenly when you're on your own, you kind of have to create that for yourself.
Totally.
You know, and go out and find things that resonate with you or make you feel happy. And I kind of, this is also, we can thread this, but talking about like on TikTok, I've been hearing a lot more about third spaces. Have you heard of those?
No, that's a new term.
It's kind of like these spaces that you can go and engage with like people who just live around you. So kind of like being able to go to a park or being able to go to a cafe, you know, in a way that's, my producer is asking me to clarify that there's first and second spaces.
I was going to ask because I was like, okay, third.
So
we know
yeah,
now.
Your first space would be kind of like your home, your immediate kind of environment. And then your second space would kind of be where you go frequently in the sense of work, right? Kind of to maintain like your survival and your livelihood. It's also very necessary. Yeah. You know, a third space it's not required for your for your livelihood and needs in terms of survival.
Yes.
However, I would argue that maybe it is necessary.
Yes, because it's balance.
Exactly.
And I don't know how related this is, but as you were talking about this, I was thinking about something I think my mom brought up because she read it somewhere. Wow. Hello. And it was something like, if you were to remove your family and your profession, how would you introduce yourself to someone else?
That's a great question.
And it's not even, I mean, you can answer it, but it's more of a reflection for yourself to see like, am I fully placing my self-worth only in these two spaces? And I think that kind of goes with like the third space thing, because that's adding, you know, extra things to potentially your self-worth and who you are.
No, because something that's coming up for me is like, how would I want to introduce myself? Yeah. Is like wanting to tell people that I'm an artist. Yeah. Right. But then taking a step back and being like, well, am I actually engaging in the things that I enjoy when it comes to art and creativity? Yeah. Right now in my life, in the way that I would like to, in an amount that I feel like quantifies being considered an artist. Yeah. But then that kind of is touching on tones of capitalism of like.
Well, right. And I think that what is an artist? It's someone who like, you know, I don't think that you always have to be practicing the thing to be considered an artist.
Exactly. Like you don't have to, it doesn't need to be making you any money. No. You don't need a business around it. And again, that's like kind of that capitalism piece.
But you also don't have to be doing it every single day of your life. If it's something that you.
That's true.
Like, I'm just thinking like, if we were to specify it a little bit, right? Like if you think of like a ceramicist, right? Like, are they making ceramic pieces every single day? Maybe, but maybe they turn to their wheel once a year, but they're still able to create. It doesn't make them any less of a artist.
That's very true. And I wonder if we can also reframe the term artist and maybe just say creatives. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Because then that's more of like a characteristic and trait that you have, I guess.
And sometimes I like to think about like if someone was following me around with a camera documenting my life, is what I'm doing each day and how I'm leading my life something that I would feel happy to kind of rewatch one day.
Whoa.
You know, like if like I wanted the world to know who I am, do I want them to see me sitting in bed doing nothing?
I was just gonna say, if you were to like pan over the last winter that we've had, it's me rotting in bed or on the couch.
No, absolutely. just playing games on my phone under my blanket with my plushie very
Which
close
is not bad, but I think we can return to the place of balance.
Balance.
Yeah.
You know, and like kind of sometimes that's what you need.
Yeah.
You need to recharge. You need to do nothing. You need to rot in bed. You know, maybe rot's not a good word. Like recuperate, recover.
I like the word rot.
But something about rot, it's just like, just say it how it is. You know, I am rotting and let me.
Right. But I think I know what you're saying. It kind of has like a negative connotation only because like when you think of like rotten food, right? Like it's like quote unquote bad. So.
And I feel like that also ties into another lesson, you know, from being in my 20s is really staying present and tuning into what do I need in this moment?
Yeah.
What am I doing now for myself? You know, without always worrying about the future or like being stuck in the past. You know, and sometimes in this moment, what you need is to let yourself relax.
Yeah.
And do your own thing.
Or even just trusting yourself that you're going to figure it out when the time comes to figure it out. Like it might not just like you might not have that much control over what's happening right now. But what can we do right now? We can literally just stay in the present.
And that also speaks on some like intuition, you know, and self-trust.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
You know, I trust myself well enough that I will know when I've had enough time in bed and when it's time to get up, you know, and I will know when, you know, I should go out. Should I do something? Should I meet up with a friend?
Some people might know. And I think that the second piece is holding yourself accountable because some people are fully aware.
Right.
But then they won't take the initiative, which that goes into a much bigger conversation of like maybe mental health and stuff. But you're absolutely right where there's an intuition thing. And regardless of whether or not you act on it, you know it's there.
You know it's there.
Yeah.
Whether or not you're tuning in and listening to it is a whole other thing.
Right. And doing something about it. Even on a smaller scale, Ayesha, I think like staying in the present, something I've been doing more so in my 20s is, and my partner hates this, I think, because when I'm not with him and I'm with friends, like I'm not looking at my phone. Like, so he'll like text me or call me and like I fully won't respond.
Okay, I do that too. Or I'll see it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I'm not.
But I'm so distracted by what's happening around me that I haven't fully, it hasn't sunk in that, that he's contacted me or he's asking me about something. I'm just like, oh.
I think at that point, it's like, that's when I would need a call because then I can like shift my focus. And maybe it's a focus thing and not so much of a present thing, but like, I like to think that it does allow me to stay present with whoever's in front of me. But it could just be me not being able to multitask. And I want to be mindful of that too.
Yeah. And there's also something about, like, if we're talking about the sense of presence and not, like, being on your phone, I also, like, love the sense of, like, feeling comfortable enough with somebody that we can, like, sit together and just be on our phones and not in direct contact outside of being in close proximity.
Sure.
I think, like, learning to be comfortable enough with myself that I can be that comfortable with a friend, you know? Like
that's very uncommon, I feel like, unless you have someone that you're seeing so often, because you almost feel like you need to like it's precious time that you don't want to waste, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how I view it.
And then also let's like slow it down a little bit, you know? Like I wonder if spending time always has to be oriented around an activity.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes I think about like which friend would I feel like most comfortable having a sleepover with, or just like feeling like comfortable enough to like let myself like fold laundry in front of somebody without feeling like I have to like entertain them or have my space look tidy.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And just being more authentic of showing up as I am instead of altering how I am in this moment to be accommodating.
Right.
To
or
a
like
certain
almost
extent.
like, I don't know if this is too extreme of a word, but like almost like performing.
No, because sometimes I will leave kind of like a friend hangout and just feel so drained.
Oh,
you know, I'm just like, and I was like, did I not enjoy that? I thought I had a nice time, but why am I so zapped right now?
The social battery drained. Like Yeah, no, this is something I've been experiencing so much lately, and I blame it on the pandemic a little bit,
Yeah.
but I don't know how much of that is true. Yeah, long COVID. Our producer just said long COVID. Okay.
And something I was hearing you say, I don't know if we touched on it yet, is the whole knowing when to say no.
Yeah, last year was connected to that, Aisha, like what you just said about the social battery stuff. That's it goes hand in hand with that, where I just started saying yes to a lot of really big plans and going
and I think
on,
that also has a COVID tie-in, not to cut you off, because we went so long without really being able to do anything that I wonder if it's this internal, like, if I don't do it now, when will I?
Right.
And I don't want to miss out.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
FOMO is so real.
There's a little bit of FOMO. There's a little bit of being roped into things that I didn't really necessarily have control over, like, maybe a family trip or a trip that's, in honor of somebody, or like something like that, where it's like, I didn't really have, not that I would not go, but with those included with the other trips, like it was a lot. And I think from that, I went into 2024 with the intention of trying to be more mindful of not saying so many yeses to things.
Yeah, I think right now what I'm kind of, right now I have a friend who's getting married in Costa Rica.
Yes.
And as having what I am envisioning to be this like dream vacation wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And I would obviously love to go. The flights are over $1,000.
Really?
Yes.
Is that typical?
I'm not sure, because I haven't done a lot of international traveling.
When's the wedding?
The wedding's in April.
Oh, maybe it's like, I've never been to Costa Rica, but maybe it's like their seasonal, like that's like the best time to travel.
Yeah, that could be. Like, I don't even know, so.
Yeah, no, that's a lot. So,
and it's like, making the decision of like, does this make financial sense for me right now? No. Do I still want to go and like find a dress and do the whole thing? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And am I like feeling devastated that I'm not going to be going? Like, there's no way I can do that.
Well, and reframe, right? Like, I think this isn't going to be like the last wedding you get invited to. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe other people will have destination weddings, and it will just be another opportunity at another time.
Absolutely. And I think what goes hand in hand with that is like, okay, going back to nurturing the friendships that you make, I'm like, okay, how do I show up for people and let them know that I care about you, even if I can't always do everything
totally
that maybe you invite me to, or that you'd like me to do, because for whether it be financial or some other reason, you can't always be there.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I think that's maybe an ongoing lesson, because I don't think I've completely mastered that myself yet. Mm-hmm. But it does go hand in hand with my goal setting for this year, for sure. Aisha, I was thinking about this the other day when I was buying a whiteboard, and I'll explain that later, but I want to ask you authentically, maybe it's not authentically, I don't know. What did you want to be when you grew up, when you were in like elementary school?
I definitely had a couple things, as you do when you're a dreamer.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a baker. I wanted to have kind of like a dessert shop, ice cream parlor, candy store situation.
Was this elementary school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And my embodiment of that, is that the word, for when I was in elementary school, how I would enact this hope and dream, was by drawing as many cakes as I could.
Which you still do.
I still do.
Aisha made me, sorry to cut you off. Aisha made me a birthday cake jewelry holder / just, catch-all box thing for my birthday. And can you grab it?
Oh my God. Are we doing a little reveal?
Yes. Okay. If you're driving, or if you don't have the video aspect to the podcast, I'm so sorry. I'll describe it for you. But if you do have the video, tune in, because I'm going to show it. Thank you so much. Okay, I'll try to do this with one hand, but like this is what it looks like. Okay. You would think it's an actual cake because it's like the textures, it's giving, oh, perfect. Okay, so I'll describe it while you show it. Yes, ASMR. Oh, we should do ASMR into the microphone.
Oh yeah, just give it a little.
Thank you so much. Okay, ready? Okay, that's it. That was probably so annoying. So for those who can't see it, think of like a cardboard heart-shaped box that has been frosted. Yeah, thank you so much.
Frosted
with
and
blue
piped.
frosting. And it's like a medium colored light blue. That made no sense. And white
Piping.
thank you. White piping on the top and bottom rims of it. And then there is a plastic cherry on the top with pearl beads that replicate the look of sprinkles. Was that a good description?
I love that description.
Thank you.
And I
right
love
here.
when people say that it looks like a real cake. I think that's always the goal.
Yes.
You know?
So anyway, you were talking about what you want to be when you grow up.
This is really, no, my inner child is like screaming with delight right now, you know, because I was so into cakes that I would draw them nonstop to the point where I would get sick. I would like start feeling nauseous because it felt like each cake I drew, I was consuming somehow.
Oh.
This is
What? I thought you were getting like motion sickness or something from like looking down so much, but no.
No,
you
I had issues.
felt like you were consuming a drawing.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And it was very overwhelming. But
girl, are you okay? Thank you.
Actually. And I would also draw ice cream. In fact, I made my siblings like credit cards for my business.
Yeah.
Which was drawing these excessive.
Did you have a name?
I think it was Ayesha's Ice Cream Shop.
So original.
I even laminated. So I would draw the credit card on a piece of paper, cut it out, put the little like barcode thing, because I thought credit cards had barcodes at the bottom.
Yeah.
At the time, with their name, a number, and then I would tape it
like a
over
membership
it.
card.
I would tape it over and over and over until it was thick enough to be like a little card, and they could use this then to buy my drawings.
That's incredible.
So
okay, baker.
I wanted to be a baker. I wanted to be an ice cream parlor person.
Is that like together? Because you said you have a few things. So
that was kind of a joint, because the idea when I was a kid was that I was going to open a dessert shop of sorts.
Okay.
And then I also wanted to be an artist.
Okay.
Of sorts.
Which you are. So kind of crossed that one off the list. Kind of combined two in one.
But I don't think I had any like wild ones. Like I never dreamed of being president. Not for me.
I can't become president because I wasn't born in the United States.
I don't know what reaction I'm having.
You don't have to.
Pakistan, oh, Pakistan.
Okay, we're cutting that out. Unfollow.
Block, report.
Yeah, no, seriously. You didn't ask, but
No, I was gonna ask. Give me a second. What did you want to be when you grew up?
My answer that I always give, because I think this was the most like prominent, was a marine biologist.
I can see that for you.
If you can't see the video.
Anything about Abeera loves ocean life, all things aquatic.
Yeah, and if you can't see the video, I'm wearing my orca sweater today.
It is so cute.
Thank you so much. It's my prized possession.
It's just so you. You know, another glimpse into Abeera, like anything that has a killer whale on it, it just makes me think of her. You know?
That's my goal in life. I want every single person that knows me to see an orca / killer whale anywhere in their lives and be like, Abeera.
My question for you is, do you ever anticipate getting tired of that?
No, I think that this is my hyperfixation for life.
Mm-hmm.
Because, oh my God, I'm going to post these pictures somewhere. Maybe on like when we post clips from this, I'm going to put pictures of myself from when I was little with Shamu everything, which Disclosure, we do not support SeaWorld at all.
Yesterday, Abeera bought a shirt that said, what?
It says burn SeaWorld to the ground.
You know, I lived very close to SeaWorld.
Yeah, no. Didn't you work at SeaWorld?
I did not.
Oh, no, sorry. You know, I'm thinking about someone else from our cohort.
Who?
I can't say. We're not saying names. We're not saying names. You worked at Universal Studios.
I worked at Universal Studios.
That was where I got confused.
I have snuck into SeaWorld multiple times.
Anyway.
Okay.
Wait, that's actually a story for another time because I actually really want to hear that. Unless you want to say it now.
It's not a special story. It's so easy. You just go in.
You didn't get caught? Oh wait, I think
I've done this with my aunt.
And what was the reason?
It was 4th of July and they put on a fireworks show.
Oh, so it wasn't after hours.
No.
Okay.
Not that cool.
I don't know why I was picturing Ayesha in all black jumping a gate at SeaWorld.
That's an idea. Why don't we, not to tear us off ourselves, if you know what that means, but why don't we do that?
No, my dad fully had a dream that he saved the orcas from SeaWorld for me.
That is the cutest.
I don't know how he did it.
No, I'm picturing your father. There's semi-trucks involved filled with water. There's cranes. He's operating everything. Maybe your brother is there, but not helping.
Yeah, I don't think.
You know, and then this is all for you. I feel like the motivating factor for him getting this done is for you.
No, absolutely. I mean, like I said, everyone and their mom knows this connection between this specific animal and me.
Okay,
so the ocean stuff. But anyway, so
the marine biologist.
Yes, I need to post those pictures, and then I learned that marine biologists they can make a lot of money, but maybe it's a little bit harder to get to that level, and also it's not as hands-on in the ocean with mammals as you would think. It's a lot of lab work, it's a lot of that stuff. So then I was like, you know what? That's not what I want to do.
See, this sounds like my decision not to get a PhD. Not that I don't want to be a doctor, but do I want to spend thousands of dollars for 2 extra letters to my name?
No.
Maybe not. Plus PhDs are
That's
very
3
research.
letters.
Well, PhD gives you the doctor pre-title of the DR.
Oh, okay.
Is what I was referring to. No, but yeah, PhDs are so much more research based.
Yes.
And in the lab.
Yes.
Versus
it's a lot.
kind of
it's not like a clinical degree. Well, I mean, okay, anyway, I'm not going to get into all of that. But yes, absolutely right. Then I kind of settled on if I'm going to do something in that field, I would maybe be a volunteer of sorts where.
Yeah, because you've hosted I've seen things where you've been planning beach cleanups.
Yeah, that's one of my many side hustles that I tried to do that didn't actually work out. And here we are in another one.
Except now I am here with you.
Yes, and I think I need that. Thank you. But yeah, marine biologist is definitely the one I would say.
Which is very fitting. My curiosity is was there anything else that you thought about wanting to do that maybe would be a little surprising?
Well, I'll connect it back to the whiteboard that I mentioned earlier. When I was buying a whiteboard, I was like, wow, I used to play so much teacher growing up where I always had a whiteboard in my room. So I would pretend I was a teacher with all my expo markers, whatever. And then I would also, do you remember Elmo's?
I know who Elmo is.
No, so yes, Elmo. And then there was a projector thing, what are those called? Okay, it would sit on a cart, and then you could put a paper, and then it would project whatever is in front of. Well, no, I know, but that a projector projects. This thing was the video component.
Was there a cartridge where you'd put a thing in it, and then there'd be different images that you would turn around?
No, this was the new tech of the time where you basically could fill out a worksheet on a desk, and this thing would video it onto a screen.
Oh,
exactly.
Oh,
but it was called an Elmo. That was the brand name.
Got it. Okay. I was thinking of a completely different thing.
No, it's okay. I mean,
I was thinking of a red furry thing.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean that too.
No, but I also, when I was a kid, I had this Incredibles, the Incredibles those guys.
Yeah.
It was like a projector, like an actual projector,
Oh.
and it came with like this film disc
Yes.
that you put in, and then
Correct.
you would crank it, and then when it would change the image and it would project that onto the wall.
Yeah. So not that.
Okay. I do, now that you said the thing that teachers would use. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
So I would try, I mean, I didn't have that. I would just pretend I had it, and I would sit at my desk and I would put my book light as if that was like the
Yes.
camera, and I would be like doing.
You know what? I remember, I think this was mostly like maybe in middle school when I started seeing these be used like in classrooms. Like,
Okay, I think I was still fully playing teacher up until like 7th grade.
not to out you.
No,
but yeah, I remember
was.
in middle school and it being like, that looks like so much fun to be able to use.
Yeah.
And watching like the teacher like write things out and being like, well, I think my handwriting's good and I could do that too.
Exactly.
I can see how this would happen for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was so fun. And like, you know, I mean, I don't think that's like necessarily gone away. I love, you know, guest lecturing and like things like that whenever like those types of, or like doing workshops and stuff, like those opportunities still exist for me. And I actually really enjoy.
I also
that.
think you're really good at explaining things in a way that is easy to understand, not to kind of like,
Is that true? Sometimes I feel like I just ramble.
I think it is true if we can get a consensus.
Oh wow. I'm getting a lot of head nods.
Mm-hmm. I think if I ever needed something explained to me, I would go to you.
Wow. My ego right
Your
now.
ego.
Be careful.
So happy.
Be careful. But thank you for saying that. And, you know, I think some of that is happening for me a little bit where like I'm kind of, I manifested it in some regard.
yeah.
So like, that's exciting.
I cannot wait to hear about your teaching ventures.
Yeah. We'll get into the deets later. Maybe.
I mean, like I was a TA in undergrad and the power I felt grading people's assignments.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh my God, how fun. Did you use red pen? Or was it all electronic?
It was all electronic. However, sometimes I felt bad. I was like, oh, you know, because I'm like, come on. Like, why aren't you reading the instructions? And I have to dock
That's
points.
their fault.
Which is fully their fault. And it was kind of fun being able to like have the power to do so. And at the same time, you start rooting for certain people.
Yeah, I can see that because you probably do have biases, right? Like,
I mean, we are
dangerous.
human.
We are human, even when we show up with our clients.
Yeah.
We're therapists.
We're therapists. Okay, that's all.
Yeah. Thank you. No more further questions.
No further questions will be accepted.
Yeah, insert applause sound. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, we show up into the room with biases too because we are human. Yeah.
We are human.
But yeah, so I'm glad we asked that question.
Such a fun question. I want to do this more often.
Maybe we'll ask for questions.
If you have a fun question you'd like us to answer, please tell us. We can kind of indulge.
Yeah, no, we will run away and take it to a different level.
Yes. We'll like overthink it. We'll talk it to death.
Yeah.
Just ask
Even if
us.
it's like, what's your like death row meal? Because we've talked about that before.
Yes. Oh my
Like
God.
something. Yeah, anything.
Oh.
Yeah. Anything and everything.
Anything and everything. Just two girls
Just two girls.
in their 20s
Living
living
in LA.
living in Los Angeles.
Enough. So I think to end our episode, we want to see if this is something we can have like as a recurring segment. We're working on maybe a name for it, something fun. But essentially, we have a fun little tarot deck.
Oh, yes. I was wondering.
Did you not know what I was talking about?
No, I did, but I didn't know what you were talking about at first.
Okay.
Now I do.
So I have a tarot deck, which, surprise, it's ocean themed. And what I like about this deck is it's not super traditional, which maybe has some pros and cons to it, but I really enjoy it because it kind of prompts you to reflect on something.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, I just thought we'd pick up a card
Let's do it.
and see where that takes us to kind of have us reflect and end the show today. So if you want, not sponsored, This is the deck. I'll read it for those of you who don't have video. It's called Whispers of the Ocean, and it just says Oracle cards. And it's by Angela Hartfield. And I think I got this from Etsy.
It's so cute.
Or maybe Amazon, but don't tell anybody that. I don't remember. Are you good at shuffling?
No, and those cards are massive, but I can try.
And then whatever pops out is typically the one that you would want to.
That's right. So what I'm going to do
Do you want me to hold your mic for you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it like the cool, fun way because these are so big. But let's just like.
Yeah, go crazy. Oh, just pick the first one that was there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So cute. There's a crab.
Oh my God. Okay, show it to the cam if just real quick for those who can see it. It's a crab, you guys. Oh.
That's
Producers, team. I love the hand behind it, like a true YouTuber. Okay, so do you want to read it out for us?
I'll read it.
Okay.
Okay. Polite declaration.
Okay.
You can move in whatever direction you need to accomplish your goals. It is time for you to get out there, claim what is yours, and
Whoa.
stay in your power. Polite declaration.
Wow.
Look how cute.
That like made me nervous.
It was very forceful.
Yeah, it was like get off your butt and do it.
Something about declaration is like it's giving Paul Revere, the British are coming, and I need to like get off my butt and like do something about it.
Not Paul Revere. Woo! Can I see it?
Yeah.
Wow. Time for you to get out there, claim what's yours, and stay in your power. I don't know what that's referring to for me. Is it speaking to you in some way? I almost want to feel like I almost feel like it's
To me, it's kind of like if I think of myself as a continuous evolution of self, you know, do crabs? Well, it's more like in a way a snake would shed its skin. I don't know if crabs have anything they do.
Hermit crabs get a new shell after they grow.
So I kind of like I'm like going out and like acquiring a new shell, you know?
Whoa. That was so beautiful.
Thank you. Well, it's kind of like, to me, it speaks to kind of my identity of what do I want for myself. And if I want it, girl, go get it.
Yeah. Ask yourself, girl, are you okay? And if the answer is yes,
We love that.
go do it. And if the
it's
answer is no, then reflect a little, figure out what's wrong, and then go do it. What'd you say?
Draw another
Answer
card.
is no, draw another card.
Yeah, no, draw another card. Okay. I don't know what this means for me. I almost feel like I don't know if it could be work related. I don't know. Claim what's yours.
Time for you to get out there, claim what is yours, and stay in your power.
I almost just feel
I
like
feel
it's
like the more I say it, for some reason, I think an answer is going to continue to come to me. But
good throw. Yeah, no, I feel like that was kind of what was going on for me. I was like, the more I say it, maybe something will come to mind. I honestly just feel like it's a good way of approaching life right now, where it's like maybe just going in with that mindset.
We're still in the new year.
Yeah.
You know, we're still getting like our footing.
I also feel like this podcast could be a little bit of it too, where it's like, you know, like let's just really attack it. Like
we made it. We decided to do it. We're doing it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's everything.
and I love it. I love it here. And I hope you guys do too.
I really hope you guys do too, because this is so fun for us. And if we can make it fun for you, like that will make it obviously
Because
even more
Abeera and
fun.
I are like talking all the time anyways.
Yeah.
That we thought like, why not just bless you all with being able to witness our
I just
amazing,
processed what you said.
our amazing intellectual conversations.
No, but truly,
that are so funny.
No, but truly, like I honestly can say now that this is very authentic to how we talk.
Yeah.
Outside of this space, we're just adding a microphone.
We're just adding a
and
microphone.
a beautiful
which is, like,
team behind us
kind of
helping
weird
us
for me
out.
still. Hopefully it doesn't seem like I'm freaked out.
Oh, I'm loving this.
Well, like
I feel like I'm in my element.
there was something when I first put this in my hand where I was like, okay, this was heavier than I thought. And suddenly I'm like, oh. I think the only times I've spoken into a microphone is kind of for public speaking.
Oh,
What did you think I was going to say?
no, I didn't. I wasn't trying to I was going to say something about myself, but
So yeah, there was moderate anxiety induced, but now I'm kind of like, microphones are great because now I feel like powerful and listen to me. But now I'll pass the baton to you.
no, it's just really funny. I'm going to get us back to what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I'm just going to say I forgot a huge component of that because I think I try to look over it because I'm trying to humble my Leo rising, but I fully wanted to be famous.
I would still like to be famous.
Yeah, no, like, and I think maybe there's still that because I would do dance performances for everybody. I would do like I thought I was like Hannah Montana.
I think we've gotten a dance performance from you.
Oh.
And I loved it.
I bet. And then I tried to be a YouTuber for 2 seconds.
When?
Not that long ago.
Oh my God.
It was like when I was in undergrad.
Okay.
So this is just another version of that. And I hope you guys like it because you'll be, fulfilling me. And little Abeera, insert little Abeera here.
Oh, I'll just say this, something my partner recently brought up to me that I thought was so cute was like thinking about myself and my current friends as our elementary school selves all hanging out. And there was something about that imagery that just was so
like heartwarming.
It was so heartwarming.
Yeah.
And then when I was at your parents' house the other day and I saw a photo of you, there, I was just like, yeah.
And then you showed us a photo of you with your bowl cut.
Yeah, my Dora bowl cut.
Insert photo.
It was a vibe with the mysterious bite mark on my arm. I think we would have been the cutest little pair of friends.
Yes, 2 little brown girls taking on the world together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just from different coasts.
Do cheddars grow? No, they don't grow in a pod. What's the word for pea?
In Urdu?
Yeah.
You're asking the wrong person.
Okay, same. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
We'll thread that. But this has been so fun.
This is so fun. Be sure to tune in.
Oh, yes. Okay. So, yes, you need to follow us
You need to.
on all of the things. So, Instagram, TikTok, we'll have like a Facebook page. And then our biggest thing that we're really trying to push forward is our Discord because we really want to create a community on there where questions can be asked, conversations can be had.
Right. We just want your input. We want you to feel involved because this is very much not just Abeera and I and our team here, but you guys as well.
Yeah.
And we just want to be able to have contact with you. And that's, I think, the best way we know
We
how.
want to make friends in our 20s.
Yes. Come be our friend, please.
Yes. Virtually,
maybe,
maybe we'll have like in-person events in the future, maybe. I don't know.
Yes.
Like the possibilities are endless. So like, let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
2024, people.
2024. Bitch. You can leave that out if you need to.
Wow. That was a lot. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in whatever way that you could.
Yeah.
And I don't know. See you guys next time.
Yeah. Catch you
Anything
later.
else?
No.
All right. Love ya.
Bye. Although we cover themes of mental health, Girl, Are You Okay is not a substitute for therapy or mental health services. Also, thank you to our co-producers, Geb and Eric.